Okay, so hi guys, thanks for being here. I actually saw this post from on the internet, and I think it's just not fair about the Mercy Johnson saga that a particular woman actually posted a photo of Mercy Johnson's former husband, the first wife, because I don't know if they're fully divorced right now, but some people said she's married. Miss Johnson's husband, the first wife, or what you would call Miss Johnson's co-wife. But some people said they're no longer co-wife. The woman has moved on. In fact, she's married right now. So, and then the woman is based abroad with her kids. And then the woman just made a comment. She actually posted a photo of which woman am I referring to? Just someone, a private person, just made a comment and posted the Mr. Okojie's Okojie, now Mr. Johnson Okojie, Mr. Okojie's first wife and his two kids, the boy and the girl, and said, "This is the last time we heard of these people in 2011. They were still very much kids, and right now they are grown, and that for once, Mr. Johnson has never deemed it fit to post photos of these people or to allow the man access to his kids or help his kids. That all the man does is just portray Mercy Johnson or Mercy Johnson portraying the man all over the internet with his family." And I'm like, people are actually different. Of course, we know that. And then, fortunately or unfortunately, a lot of people jumped into conclusions and began to make comments saying, "What sort of a man is this?" They called him all sorts of names. And then that was from the Ogi family actually. And the lady, she's also known as African German first lady. She went on cussing this man, like she went on cussing Mr. Okojie, Mr. Johnson's husband, saying if he for doing these, the whole respect is just out, just to zero. He's such a there was word, she didn't stop at one word. She used lots of abusive words to him. Now the thing is, and while others supported her, others said, how did you know all of these? And that brought me to this video. Most times people react irrational. Most times people react based on experiences and all. Because if you recall, some of you who have seen that video, she said because she witnessed such a thing, being from a polygamous family whereby the father, her mom being the first wife, and then another wife came in, and then they had to struggle for their father's love and all. So you could understand the angle where she's coming from, and in such a case, it's bad. You cannot give birth and abandon your kids. But how does she know that in this case, that is the issue? How does she know that it could, of course, the Mr. Okojie's first wife is not an actress. She's not a singer. It could be that she's just one private person who doesn't even want the whole public thing, the whole publicizing about her family. She could be that kind of person who just loves her quiet lifestyle, okay? That Mercy Johnson is not flaunting her own kids, the kids of this other woman, doesn't mean that she denied the husband access to care for the other kids. That her husband is always seen with Mercy Johnson's kids. For goodness sake, they are his kids also. And Mercy Johnson being an actress and being whom she is, and that very public person who loves her family to be seen, of course she shows for her family as well as the kids, and that's her life. And it's okay that way, since that's what she wants. But what the other woman wants, you do not know. And so you cannot just jump into conclusion that because the other families are not seen since 2011, therefore Mr. Okojie doesn't call this woman or speak with his kids, or that he has completely shut out those kids out of his life completely and denied them that father figure. I totally disagree. You cannot jump into conclusions like that. The woman in question really, assumptions, right? And the Ogi family, I don't know how that name is called, but in case you know her, she was reflecting from her perspective. So you can see that she's still sad from that live, that that life's expectation, that life's sad effect, sad side, you know, that from her childhood, that bad effect, okay, that part that she witnessed in her life, she still hasn't completely let go. One could hear that from her voice, and which is also, I'm not here to judge her or say anything. It's her life. She has rights to feel how she felt, but people were really also cussing her, saying, how dare you, you know, you shouldn't talk about, you know, Mercy Johnson's fans were blasting her as well. So, but the thing is, it's always good to understand where people are coming from. Did she do right by jumping into conclusions? No, I do not think so, you know. But if she actually felt, if this is the case, then this man is like this, okay, that is understandable. But if you are not sure, why come up to conclude if this is the case, thereby causing a full-grown man who has his family, who's doing his thing? You know, the woman, the first wife, besides, you can't even call her the first wife right now, because I heard she has moved on, she's remarried, you know. So it's an ex, but the kids are still binding. The kids are binding. The kids are Mr. Okojie's, you know. So you can come out to say if she's the one, if she's the one who is responsible. By that I meant, if Mercy Johnson is responsible that the husband abandoned his kids with the other woman, then she's like this, like that, with all the silly names that were called her. You do not know. That remains the fact, and therefore cannot and have no right to call people names, because what happens when you find out that everything you said is not true? What would you do? Begin to apologize or what? So that's the point I'm trying to. People make conclusions, people pass judgments based on their experiences, which most times are not favorable, because it's either they are true or they are false, you know. The woman didn't come out to cry that her kids have been abandoned. She's been the one shouldering all responsibilities since 2011. Neither did the kids come out to cry that they're missing their father and they have no access because of Mercy Johnson. So where are the whole allegations coming from? It might take, though. Leave me your comment in the comment section below. The thing is, Mercy Johnson is a public figure, and so people would always say, and all of her biographies are there on the internet. You know, she makes everything public, so people can see and say, people are allowed to say. But we have to be careful on how we go on and abuse homes and abuse. I mean, you needed to see that video. She called all sorts of names, you know. But if that was true, if that were to be true, then we understand it's wrong. You cannot cut off your blood. You cannot, okay? But that's not the bone of contention right now, because it remains the fact that we do not know, you know. And I doubt if it's true, because perhaps the woman would have come out to say something, or the kids, because the kids are grown right now. They are teenagers, you know. So it's, and then to all fathers who have families and kids that they have abandoned somewhere or the other, I want to use this audience to say, please look up for those kids. Do not ignore them. Every one of your child that comes from you, they all have that right to witness your love. If you cannot see them physically all the time because of limitations from distance and all, then please speak to them. It shows concern. Speak to them, reach out, support them, emotionally, physically, and otherwise, you know, their welfare and all. Support them. I know that it's not easy to handle two wives, even though the other woman has moved on. Sometimes the present wife, you know, always has this jealousy. You know, it's natural, except one who's really matured in mind, and then she just understands and works with you. So, and that's what it's happening to most families. You see Annie Dibe also battling with hers and all, a lot of insecurity issues. But yeah, before getting in, you have to be aware of what you're getting into and be ready for it, you know, for the sake of your own peace of mind. Okay, so I would leave you now. Leave me your comments in the comment section below. Subscribe, like, and share. You see your girl and your conquer. Be blessed and have a nice day. Love you. Bye.